Hello, everyone. My name is Laura Faria. I am a security sales engineer here at Cisco. And today I want to talk to you about secure network analytics. Now, Cisco Secure Network Analytics is an NDR solution. So we collect and analyze data in order to deliver comprehensive visibility and protection to the largest and most dynamic networks. It's real simple. We pretty much analyze telemetry data coming from routers, switches, firewalls, endpoints, and other devices. And then we are able to predict threats like malware, leakage, botnet control command, and network reconnaissance. So here I have laid out a network diagram of what secure network analytics might look like in a network. So on the left, we have NetFlow devices. These are your routers, your switches, your firewalls that feed NetFlow to our flow collector. We might also have a secure client. So if you have a secure client and you're using that for VPN, those kinds of logs can also be fed into the flow collector. And then we have our secure firewall, which can feed malware events and connection logs into the flow collector. Then the flow collector you looks at the flow, aggregates all the flow together. We look at the initial packet, the sequence of the packet, the length of the packet, the time, and the byte distribution in order to gain insights into the TLS specific features that are being used within the environment. And we're able to analyze trends and therefore detect things as anomalies and vulnerabilities. Now, after the flow collector has looked at the data, we can also send that into a data store, which is our database. And we either have a centralized or distributed model, depending on your needs. That way, if you have different locations, if you have a cloud environment, you can create dynamic, if you will, data stores. And then finally, all that information gets queried in a fast manner by our manager. And so the manager is ultimately able to analyze information from the flow collectors. We have an identity services engine on there. And ultimately, we deliver graphical representations of the network traffic, the identity, customized reports, and things of that nature. So I hope this quick overview helps you kind of understand secure network analytics. And now we can dive into our demo. Okay, so this is my dashboard. And so I am actually inside of my Secure Network Analytics console under Monitor and Security Dashboard, Security Insight Dashboard. And I can see that there's quite a bit of hosts that are behaving badly and triggering a lot of alarms today. Now, all of these widgets are interactive, so you can highlight, hover over them, and get information. And a lot of these links, for example, my top alarm and hosts are clickable links that I can use to access more information. The flow trend, I really like this image because it kind of helps us understand the concept of, there's of water moving through a pipe, and we are gathering metrics of how that water is moving and the distribution and the flow and the pressure of that water, right? And so we can kind of see that there's trends that start to appear in our network, and anything that looks anomalous might um, you know, require more investigation. Okay, and here on the right we also have top applications. So there's a lot of really good information right off of the back in our security dashboard. I like to focus on this pie chart because it gives a really good visual representation of the alarms that are most concerning. I can see this warm propagation has quite a big, large wedge. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on that and get more information. So I can see there's been 52 alarms for warm propagation. And there's a lot of details here in these alarm logs. But for the most part, I can see, New York end users, desktops. So I can start to see some trends, and there's been different sources and targets. And the difficult thing about a warm propagation is that, as it's moving across your network, it's kind of difficult to detect, right? There's small bits of data that are transferred from host to host. So it's kind of, unless you have, really good insights on your entire network, it's kind of difficult to catch. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on any of these details, which is going to enable a security event log. And what a security event does is it's focusing on this IP and all of the security events related to this IP. Okay. And so I can see that this particular IP address has been heavily involved within the worm propagation. And now I can start to get more information about the source of the host, right? That is creating these events, and I can see how the host was scanned and connected on a particular port across more than one subnet. So there's been a lot of activity on this. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into the associated flows. And like I said, I like the flows because it gives us an idea of how data is moving across the network, right? So here we can see the suspect or the subject, and we can see the peer that it's interacting with. And like I said, the worms, it's not a lot of data that is moving across your network. So we just have it set at 1 bytes. Now this flow search, I could have gone in here and created my own flow search and inputted all of these filters, but it's nice that it's automatic. And now I can see more information about this flow. So now I know, like I've known, New York, end user devices, desktop. But now I can actually see the port that it's been traveling on. So 16.38.4 is the port that the worm has been using. And also I can see that it's been using this VNC application, right? So now I can kind of understand how this worm has been moving across my network, which is super interesting. And the last thing I wanted to show you is, well, why don't we do what we call a source report, a host report based on the source IP. So now I can really understand that I've understood which IP it's coming from. I kind of want to understand the extent of the damage that this has caused, right? So here in this little diagram, I can kind of see the peer host and where it's connected to. So I can see some of the things that we've seen previously in a nice diagram. And then I can also see a backhaul connection back to China. So I can kind of try to understand where some of this information might be going. So a lot of really good information, really powerful stuff, a lot of interactive charts and diagrams. And this was just a quick intro, but I hope you have some sort of idea of how Cisco Secure Network Analytic now works. And I will be making more videos like this. If you have any more questions, please let me know, and I can definitely create more content. Thank you, and have a good one.